Thanks for joining my live. You're either going to be on here live or you are watching the replay. Either way, thank you. My name is Joyce Fields. I am 81 years old, and I do YouTube lives at 4 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. And I usually go until 5:30, 5:35, thereabouts, a.m. And I love doing these TikTok lives. Familia Pimenta, uh, thanks for joining. I want to ask you how you found out that I was doing this live. Did you get a message or were you scrolling? Hey, Shells. Yeah, I was just asking Familia Pimenta, excuse me, how they found out that I was doing this live. Were you scrolling and found me, or did you get a message, or I'm new to YouTube Lives, so I am a veteran of TikTok Lives, and I've done over 500 TikTok Lives. So I'm asking y'all how you found out. You got a notification. Okay. Are you a subscriber? Is that why you got a notification? I'm still learning TikTok. I'm still learning YouTube, y'all. I'm a veteran of TikTok Lives. I've done over 500 TikTok Lives. Okay, good. All right, thank you. And thanks for being a subscriber, too. So I've done over 500 TikTok Lives, y'all. I did my last TikTok Live on Friday, September 29th, and I did my first YouTube Live, and this is really the wonderful timing, on Monday, September 1st. So, yeah, that was just beautiful timing. That was the universe, see? All my things in my life really work out well. So, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm 81 years old, and I'm going to share advice with y'all that will help y'all to, the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. You see, undifficult your life. A lot of y'all are doing a lot of stuff that makes y'all's lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. So I'm going to share 4 pillars of advice. And the advice that I share, I live the advice that I share. I'm 81 years old, and I have been living the advice that I share with y'all since I was about 10 years old. Now, that is a long time. And I know that it works, and the supreme being, God, or whatever you call your higher power, good morning, everybody, has gifted me with the ability to communicate philosophies, concepts, ideas, examples, and so forth. And if you hang with me through the live, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So Spirit has given me the ability, the gift. Spirit gave all of us gifts. So, and mine is the ability to communicate philosophies and so forth, like I was just saying, from my mind to y'all's mind. And some of you will say you don't believe it, but you'll have to stay tuned and you will see it and then you will believe it. And one of the things that I do is Spirit has already given me all of these, I call them helpful hand visuals. Helpful hand visuals. In one of my TikTok lives this year, one of my viewers, her name is Jessie Knott, and she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. So I call them helpful hand visuals. And what it is, or what they are, is gestures that I do with my hands in combination with the words coming out of my mouth. And I can communicate, like I was saying, philosophies, concepts, ideas, examples, and so forth from my mind to y'all's mind. Now, I know some of y'all will find it hard to believe. Some of y'all have already seen it and have already been on my lives, and you already know that it's true. So now that is what I do throughout my lives. I share advice on four pillars that will help you to undifficult your life. Pillar number one is develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. Pillar number two is increase your level of patience. And if you're 10 years old, I want to tell y'all now, if y'all are putting in more than 3 lines, I do not read that. It takes me too much time. And if people are putting in all of these big, long paragraphs, I'm not reading them, y'all. Every once in a while, and I look up here. I look above the comments. So don't waste your time typing in whole, long paragraphs because I'm not reading them. I don't have time. I barely have enough time to share the advice that I share with y'all. Now, and I have specific advice. I do not address any of the stuff that y'all are talking about. I can't afford to. I want to share the advice that I want to share. So if y'all could, I know people are coming on constantly, but I'm telling y'all now, if it's more than 3 lines, I definitely am not going to read it. And there's a lot of chance that I can't read them. Y'all have to understand that I barely have time to share the advice that I share. So I hope that y'all will just sit back and listen to the advice and figure out how you can implement it in your life. Undifficult your life, you see? So now, where was I? Second pillar. Okay, I told you, I'm going to start all over. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I'm going to tell y'all how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, and I don't do religion or politics on my lives. If you come up talking about the Bible I talk to God all day long, and God ain't got no religion. So don't come up with all this Jesus and Bible stuff because I have no use for religion or politics. So you're wasting your time. You will be put in timeout or removed. Okay, so now, I already did pillar number 1. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I will tell you exactly how you increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. And if you are raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, you will want to learn how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3, stay calm. Stay calm. Share the live, y'all, because I would love to share this advice with a whole lot more people to help a whole lot more people to undifficult their lives. So stay calm. That's pillar number 3. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry or frustrated or irritated. You lose your power. It's very powerful when you stay calm. And I know y'all want to be powerful. That's one of the best things that you can do is to stay calm. That's where your power is. And when I get to pillar number 3, the helpful hand visual that I do, thank you. When I did it, the Spirit gives me all of these helpful hand visuals. So when I did the helpful hand visual in pillar number 3, stay calm, it blew a lot of my viewers' minds. I did it for my man, It blew his mind, and it blows my mind as well. So now, that's pillar number 3. And before I go into pillar number 4, I want to tell y'all, I just mentioned my man. Me and my man have been together for 68 years. 68 years. We've been together since we were both 13 years old. We just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary this past June 3rd, 58 years. It blows my mind too, y'all. It really does. It blows my mind. I look at, his name is Pap, P-A-P, and his real name is Fred. And I look at Pap and I say, I've been with this man more than half of my life. So I was mentioning that, I was saying I showed Pap the pillar number 3, the helpful hand visual. So that's why I told y'all about him. But now I'm going to show y'all a picture. Like I told y'all, we've been together for 68 years. And I'm going to show y'all a picture. In 1969, we were 25 years old. Here's that picture. 25 years old. Okay. Now, I love these. I love pictures, period, y'all. Now, this picture is, thank you. This picture is our 57th wedding anniversary. We were both 80 years old. Okay. 80 years old. He turned 82 a couple of weeks ago, and I'm 81. So look at this. This is what I like to do, y'all. 25 at the top and 80 at the bottom. Blows my mind. I love pictures that show the passage of time. I have several like this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So now, see, I remember where I was in pillar number 4. Remember, I just told y'all pillar number 3. So pillar number 4, remember the 4 words. Thank y'all. Thanks for all the compliments and just good wishes and all of that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration. I learned on my own. I gotta address that. Who told me how to use YouTube? Okay, so those 4 words that will help you to, that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, all of those things. And I will tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar, okay? So now, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. Yeah, my moderators are great. I don't know how, I know the Shelster is on here, and I don't know how many, because they don't, it doesn't show me when they come on. So I don't know. So, but we'll see. But I know the Shelster is on here, and she's top notch. Wonderful job. Okay, so now, positive attitude. Okay, here's something I don't think you thought about this. There are only 2 attitudes that you can have. You see, only 2 attitudes that you can have. A negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. Have you ever thought about that? Only 2 attitudes that y'all can have. You can have a negative attitude or a positive attitude. Now, based on my observations, and I have 81 years of observing stuff, okay? So you do not choose to have a negative attitude. Nope. You do not choose to have a negative attitude. What you do is, if you don't choose to have a positive attitude, and a positive attitude is a choice. A positive attitude is a choice. You have to deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. You have to, on purpose, choose to have a positive attitude. You have to intentionally choose to have a positive attitude. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you almost definitely will have a negative attitude or lean towards the negative attitude. Okay? So it is a definite choice, y'all, to have a positive attitude. And the way you make that choice is you write a program, and I want y'all to share this live because I would love to share this advice with a whole lot more people. These 4 pillars are going to help you to undifficult your life, for real. So, you write a program, and the way you write a program is you say it out loud. And I don't care who's around you, you say it out loud. Now, there are those people who say you say it in your mind. And I'm telling y'all right now, you say it in your mind, it's only one element that you are utilizing, okay? That's one. When you say it out loud, that is 3 elements. 3. You speak it out of your mouth and you hear it with your ears, and it gets plastered into your psyche. 3 elements, y'all, as opposed to 1. So say it out loud. And here is what you say. And I don't care who's around you. It'll give you an opportunity to spread positivity, okay? So here's what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat that. This is the program that you write, and you say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Mean it from the bottom of your heart. Because let me tell you, when I tell you it's a choice, in that program, it says from now on. You get that? From now on. That means that it doesn't matter what your attitude was 5 minutes ago. It doesn't matter what your attitude was yesterday or last week. The program says from now on. That means from this point forward. And you can tell the people that you are around, that from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And don't throw it up in my face about how I was last week. You know, you can say that. Okay? So, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Mean it and put your feet on the path to do just that. When you have a positive attitude, all kinds of portals open up to you. Positivity just, I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. You heard what I said. I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. This is what a negative attitude looks like. These are the people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. Now, I'm doing a helpful hand visual to show y'all how what I'm doing with my hands, positive elements flying through the universe, constantly flying through the universe at all times, every second of every day, millions of them flying through the universe, billions probably, I don't even know what number. So, flying through the universe, positive things, but they always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. Always. They fly over the head because people who have a negative attitude don't even know they're there. Okay? So now, when you write that program and you say it out loud, here's what you say. Here's your program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. When you say those words out loud, here's what happens. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! You see? What was flying over your head or heads, talking about negative people who have a negative attitude, is now making contact with your psyche. You raised your frequency. You raised your vibration. Oh, thanks, Mika. I appreciate that. You see? You raised your frequency, you raised your vibration. And when you mean it from the depths of your soul that you are going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, and this is a lifelong process, y'all, and it makes it so much fun. You'll have so much more fun in your life because developing and maintaining a positive attitude is like holding a plug in your hand. That's what your positive attitude is like. And you plug it into your spirit. You plug it into your soul. And it electrifies you. For real. It electrifies you. I'm going to give you so much stuff that you can use. I used to say ammunition, but I don't like that because that likes bullets. No, that ain't. So I'm going to share with you so much. I don't want ammunition. So I'm an author too. So I'm trying to find, I'm going to share with you so much awesomeness, okay? Or so much awesome advice. I live it. I know that it works. I live it every day. I tell Pap often, I live an enchanted life. I tell him frequently, I live a virtually stress-free life. And I'm going to tell y'all how you can do it too. Okay, so now, share the live. I would love to tell a whole lot more people to share this advice with a whole lot more people. People are making their lives so much more difficult than they have to be. So, now, did y'all get that helpful hand visual? Did y'all see how when you write that program and you say it out loud, you raise your frequency? Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Oh, thank you. I take screenshots because Papa's asleep right now, and when he wakes up, he loves when I read the screenshots to him, some of the wonderful comments that people make. So come on, give me some responses, y'all. Did y'all get something out of that helpful hand visual that I just showed you? When you raise your vibration, when you make that statement out loud? Oh, okay, good. Wonderful. Anybody else? Come on. All right, now. Okay, so now here I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. Okay? I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you, oh, thank you, Jello, to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. But there's always hope because I told y'all that developing and maintaining a positive attitude is a choice that you make. It's a choice. And you can make it at any moment of your life. Yes, you can. Yeah, I know that because I have a very healthy family. Okay? It ain't perfect, but it's a very healthy family. I'm the oldest of 7, and I'm 81 years old. And all of us adore each other. Okay, so now getting back to these words, and I'm also going to read y'all a list of words that will help you, that will guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. First, I'm going to read you the list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you, like I said. Here are the words: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. Hold on here. Oh, I thought that. Hold on. Okay. All right. I wanted to get this comment. Okay. So, excuse me, y'all. So now, I read the words. The last word was ego. The very first word is anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who is full of anger? Who is angry? That is negative. But like I told y'all, you can choose to have a positive attitude any minute of your life, okay? You choose it. Oh yeah, I am an author. I've written 10 books. I'll tell you all about that. Nonfiction. There are goodshortbooks.com. There are 11 nonfiction, fabulous nonfiction books there. And the link is in my profile. goodshortbooks.com. We have 3 price categories: $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Very affordable. And I'll talk to you just briefly because my whole thrust is the advice that I share. And like I was telling everybody, I don't have time to read these very long comments because it's all that I can do to get in the 4 pillars of advice that I want to share. So now I talked about anger, and if you are full of anger, that is a very negative thing, and you can choose to have a positive attitude any minute of your life. Now I'm going to move on to resentment and holding grudges. Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges. Are you the one who is full of resentment? Are you the one that holds grudges against other people? That is negative too. I'm going to come back to that one, but I'm going to move on. Lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie, who are dishonest? Are you the liar? Are you the dishonest one? That is negative too. But like I said, you can choose any time, any minute of your life to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Easy to do. You have to mean it. So now back up to resentment and holding grudges. There's a lot of that in this world today. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Please share the live because a lot of people will really benefit from the advice that I share. I share advice that will help y'all to undifficult your lives. 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude, and I tell you how to do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you how you do that, but I always start with the toddlers. So if you're raising toddlers, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry, upset, or any of that kind of stuff, frustrated, aggravated, irritated, all of that, okay? And then pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, all of that stuff. And I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. So now, resentment and holding grudges. I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before. If you are full of resentment and if you are holding grudges against other people, you are living in the past. You heard me correctly. If you are full of resentment and if you are holding grudges against other people, you are living in the past. Because you are holding on to something that happened, past tense. It happened. There is nothing that the people that did it to you can do to change it. There is nothing that you can do to change it. Now, here's something that you may want to consider. I strongly suggest you consider this. When you hold on to resentment and grudges, you are creating what I call an internal, invisible burden on your soul, on your spirit, but especially on the cells of your body, on the blood in your body, on your organs, on your bones, on your entire being. Look around you, open your eyes, look around you at people who you know are full of resentment, thank you, and holding grudges. In a lot of cases, they are on pharmaceutical medications. In a lot of cases, they are not aging well. They look older than they are. So now here is when I say you are creating an invisible internal burden on your cells, on your bone, on your whole body. So you must forgive them. It's not doing anything to them that you're holding the resentment against them and holding the grudges against them. It's not doing anything to them. Because here's what I say. These negative things, anger, lying, resentment, holding grudges, regret, all of those things are uglies. And uglies do harm to the person, to the body of the person who holds on to them. Yes, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you sick. All of these things are ugly. So what do you think is going to happen to you if you're holding them inside? So you got to wake up. You got to understand. You have to forgive the people who did it. You must forgive, because it's the only way that you are going to prosper in your life, to have peace in your life. You must forgive. And I don't care who it was or what they did. A lot of people on my lives will say, well, what if it was this and this? And what if it was this? It doesn't matter. Forgiveness is forgiveness. Now, when you forgive, it doesn't mean you want to go back into their lives or you want them to come back into yours. No, it doesn't mean that. But it's a wonderful thing if that's what y'all do. All parties have to agree to that. It's a wonderful thing. But it's not necessary. To forgive is simply it's what the Shelster calls a pressure release valve. So you see, I told y'all it's like you're creating an invisible internal burden on your soul, on your cells, on your blood, on your organs, on your spirit, on your whole being. You see? And when you forgive, it's like you release that pressure. And here it goes. Psst. You see? That's what happens. When you forgive, you release that pressure. When you're holding on to unforgiveness, it creates that pressure. And you may or may not even know it, but the people around you know, because you act out you act on holding all that resentment. So it makes you act in negative ways as well. You can't hold on to all of these things, these ugly things, and not expect it to affect your behavior. You must forgive. And now I'm 81 years old. And when I was a kid, there was no such thing as a text message or a video call or an email. No such thing. So y'all can use any of those measures, technologies, to forgive the people. Now, if you don't want to have anything else to do with them, and here, another point that I want to make. A lot of people will say forgive and forget. Hell no. Hell to the no. You don't ever forget. Not ever. Never, ever, never, 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 ever, ever, never, never, ever forget what was done to you. Okay? Okay. So remember, you have to put it on the back burner. You keep it on that stove, honey. You don't forget. You be an idiot to forget. Okay, so don't ever forget it. But if you forgive them, don't continue to hold it against them if you go back into their lives or if you welcome them back into yours. Okay, so that's when you can't do that. So now, like I told y'all, I'm 81 years old, and there was no such thing as all this technology, the way that you can communicate with a lot of people. So here is what you do. If you don't ever want to have anything else to say to them, you don't want to see them in a video call, you don't want to hear them on a regular phone call, you don't want to do a text, you don't want to do anything, but you want to forgive them. You can say it out loud to the universe. Yes, you can do that. You can say it out loud to the universe. Think about it, y'all. The universe was there when the mess happened. The universe is always there. Whatever you call your higher power, it was there when the mess happened to you. Think about that. You probably never thought about that. You thought you were all by yourself. Okay? The universe was there. All right. So now people will question, why, if the universe was there, why did it? Now, I don't question. The universe is God to me. So I say God and the universe. God to me is the universe. The universe to me is God. I don't do Jesus or Bible or none of that stuff, and I don't do politics. But whatever you call your higher power, it was there when the mess happened to you. It knows. So now here is something else that I say in all the lives that I do, y'all. Come on, y'all, share the live, because I would love to share this advice with a whole lot more people. I have been gifted with the ability to communicate philosophies and concepts and all of that from my mind to y'all's mind. And I use helpful hand visuals to do that. And so I did that helpful hand visual when I said all the stuff is going over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. I knew y'all liked that one. So where was I? I've been doing a good job of keeping up with myself, y'all. I've been paying attention to it too. So, but now let me see. I got to rewind. The helpful hand visuals. Oh, okay. I was talking about forgive. See? Now, if you don't ever want to have anything else to do with them, I told you, the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power, it was there when when it happened to you. Okay? So, now, here is something that I say in all of my lives. Okay. And it kind of shocks people into consciously realizing understanding and knowing that this is the case. Now, you have to know that the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything that you do right now, hears everything that you say right now, and reads your thoughts right now. Now, when I say that, and I say it every live that I do, it shakes up a whole lot of people. Now, did it shake anybody up to the point where you are going to start thinking about what you do, what you say, and what you think? Did I make that statement clear and booming enough that it will cause you to rethink what you do, say, and think? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I have 121 people on here, so give me some responses, y'all. Good. And I am amazed at how many yeses I get, y'all. You see? Thank you, PTE Bloggins. Thank you, Cass. Come on, y'all. Give me some more. Did those words shake y'all up? Oh, good. Thank you. Wonderful. So remember that the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything that you do, hears everything that you say, and reads your thoughts. Yes. So here's the way you say it out loud to the universe. Just like this. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat that. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. Now, you say that out loud and you do your hand the way that I did mine. That symbolizes your touching the spirit, you're touching the universe. You see? I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so and so for doing such and such to me. Now, that really works. I'm going to give y'all 4 examples of what has happened on my lives and with people who have chosen that way to forgive somebody. Example number 1 is a young lady who said, I forgave my dad that way, and I immediately burst into tears. The second young lady said, I forgave myself. And yeah, you can't forgive yourself because the universe saw what you did or heard what you said. Oh, see? Huh? Okay. I forgave myself and I immediately burst into tears. Okay? So now, the third one was a young man. And he said, I forgave and I felt my spirit move. Oh, yeah. It's that powerful, y'all. It's that powerful. So, the 2 that burst into tears and the 1 that felt his spirit move, felt his spirit shift, or, well, move is the same thing. That is because, like I told y'all, when you carry that stuff, it's like an invisible internal burden. And the Shelster calls it a pressure release valve when you forgive. It goes psss. That's why they burst into tears, and that's why he felt his spirit shift. Now, the 4th example is a young lady by the name of Patricia. Patricia had been holding a grudge against her mother for over 40 years. And I always talk about forgiveness in my lives, okay? So she forgave her mother over 40 years, y'all. Whew. And this past Mother's Day, they spent it together. And she came up as a guest on it was on my TikTok live. You know, I've done over 500 TikTok lives. I did my last one on August 29th, and I did my first YouTube live on September 1st, okay? So she came up as a guest on my TikTok live. See, I remember where I was. And shared with all of us that she had forgiven her mother and they spent Mother's Day together over 40 years. So, and it really, I got so full, it warmed my heart so much to know that the advice that I share did that in somebody's life. So that's a wonderful feeling. And I need 1,000 subscribers, y'all, in order to have guests come up. If you use any of the advice that I share, or if you have read any of the books at goodshortbooks.com, yeah, there's always hope, as long as you're breathing, honey. Breath is hope, okay? So I have 948 subscribers right now, so supposed to get 1,000 before I can invite people up as guests. And like I said, to come up as a guest, you have to be using the advice that I share and tell people how you are using it or what it is doing in your life. And, or you, hopefully you have read a book, one of the books or any of the books at goodshortbooks.com. Thank you, appreciate it. And come up as a guest and do a book review right here on my live, okay? So use the advice, y'all. I'm telling you, I use it every day and been using it since I was 10 years old, and I'm 81 years old now, or 81 years wiser, as I was told recently, okay? So, but hey, not everybody will do that, will forgive, you know? So, now, so that was Patricia. She was holding a grudge against her mother. I'm adjusting my phone, y'all, excuse me. Against her mother for over 40 years, and she forgave her. So you forgive for yourself, y'all. You don't, see, somebody was on here saying they can't forgive, but that's up to you. I told you, you're creating health problems for yourself because, you know, when your stuff starts falling apart, that could be one of the factors. Unforgiveness. Oh, thank you. Thanks for all the subscriptions, y'all. So that is the way you forgive. If you can say it out loud to the universe, and it will relieve your soul, because your soul is carrying that garbage. That's garbage. It's poison, and it affects only the person who carries it inside. You see, that makes sense to me. So now, here are the words that will help you, that will guide you into a positive attitude. Here they are: joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, faith. Those are the words that will help to guide you on your path to a positive attitude. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question that you probably have never been asked before. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO, ratio. I only want no responses, y'all. People who have been on my lives before already know. So you can just sit there and smile because you already know, okay? So I only want no responses. I'm going to ask the question again. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO. Come on, y'all. YouTube says I got 89 people on here, and I would expect some responses. Come on, be quicker with your responses, y'all. It's using up my time. Come on. Did you know that you live your life by a ratio? I only want no responses. I only want responses that say no. Okay, come on. Oh, good. All right, wonderful. Yes. So here's the deal, y'all. Oh, that's wonderful. So many. You're going to love this. You are absolutely going to love this. A ratio, before I tell you that, here. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time, and nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. Therefore, you live your life by a ratio, whether you know it or not. But I'm bringing it to your attention so that you will know what a ratio is and you will know how to use it. So here is what a ratio is. It is a very simple tool that will definitely. Oh, somebody said I have 1,000 subscribers. Yay! Okay, thank you for telling me that. So here's a ratio is a simple tool, a very simple tool that will help you, will definitely help you to better control your life. You set your own ratio. You're the only one that can set it. You're the only one that controls it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. And if you set it too low, you can raise it. You see? But you live in, and if you didn't know you lived your life by a ratio, you probably, and I didn't say definitely, you probably lean more towards the negative. Okay? So, but the ratio will help you to better control your life. My ratio is 80-20. You got that? 80-20. That's my ratio. I don't own it. Anybody can use 80-20. And people on my lives have chosen 75, 25, 60-40. One person chose 50-50, and I said, no, I poo-pooed that. I said, that means half the time you're negative and half the time you're positive. No, that's not good enough for me. But if that's what you choose, that's fine, okay? I ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't my business. So, now, my ratio is 80-20. That means that 80% of the time, I am happy being in the positive attitude mode. Oh, good to see you too. And 20% of the time, I'm okay. I didn't say I was happy with being in the negative attitude mode. Okay? So now back over to the positive attitude mode. Like I said, 80% of the time, I'm in the positive attitude mode. That means that 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do, hey, Britt, I do what is right, what is fair, what is honest, what is considerate, what is kind, all of those things. I am consciously aware of those things, okay? And you will be too once you develop and maintain a positive attitude. And a positive attitude is a process for your whole life till you close your eyes for the last time. You still be working on maintaining your positive attitude. And that's what makes it fun. Okay, so Where was I? I gotta rewind. Okay, 80% of the time, I do all that stuff. I remember now. I honor the programs that I write, and I do what is kind, considerate, right, fair, all of that. Okay, 20% of the time, and whatever percentage you assign to your negative ratio, to that portion of your rate of your ratio, that 20% for me means, and whatever percentage it is for you, means that as long as that negative attitude mode does not include, thank you, EJ, does not include physical abuse. You cannot be hitting people. You cannot be throwing things. It cannot include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss people out. You cannot insult people. Oh, thank you. And thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight. She asked me to include, thanks, Britt, tone of voice. And I was happy to include it because it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So you cannot use an ugly tone of voice with anybody, okay? So that's my ratio, 80-20. Now I'm going to show y'all how to write a program that, oh good, that can change any behavior that you have. You have. That's one of the problems I think of the world, is that people are trying to change other people's behaviors. And it's not possible. It can't be done. Only the person themselves can change their behavior. So, and I think that's part of the problem with a lot of relationships. So you're trying to change somebody's behavior. Nobody can change anybody else's behavior. And even when you are trying to do that, and the person realizes that they're looking at you, they may not say anything. They're looking at you and saying, why don't you work on yourself? You got stuff to work on too, you know? So we all need to be working on ourselves. So now I'm going to present you with a scenario. It's a false scenario, but it's a behavior. I'm going to say that I have this behavior, which I don't, but I'm going to show y'all how you can take this example and you can place it on any behavior that you have and change it. So now I'm going to present the behavior, and then I'm going to present the program that I write to change the behavior. Here you thank you. I eat 12 cookies every day. It's not true. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. That's the behavior. Here is the program that I write out loud, and I say all my programs out loud. Here's the program. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. You see? Then tomorrow comes, and the next days and weeks and months, whatever, you're still eating 10 cookies. But now, with my ratio being 80-20, that means that 20% of the time, I can go back up to 11. I can even go back up to 12. But 80% of the time, I will eat 10 cookies. That is how you use your ratio to better control your life, to better control yourself. You see? So that is how. Did that make sense? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I have 72 people on here. Give me some responses. Come on, give me some responses. Oh yeah, you can use that for anything. Any behavior that you have that you want to change. Just substitute the cookies for whatever it is. And I have had people to tell me that they have stopped smoking using that. I had one young lady, yeah, I had one young lady, thanks for the subscriptions, y'all, that said that thanks to the advice that I share, she had an eating disorder. And this is the comment that she wrote. And I posted, my moderators send me screenshots of some of the comments that people make. And this was one of the comments that this young lady made. She was telling me that she had an eating disorder. And now this is what her comment said. I went from 6 meals a day to 5 to 4, and now I'm at 3 meals a day, thanks to her, talking about me, her advice. So you can use it for whatever kind of behavior that you have. So, yeah, I didn't realize this when I quit smoking maybe like 40 years ago. So, but I hadn't developed this advice at the point, so, but I quit cold turkey. So, all right, so now, hold on, I'm rewinding. Yeah, I was telling y'all how you can write a program to change any behavior that you have. And be careful, because you can only change your own behavior. The world would be a lot better place if people, oh yeah, I did. I stopped cold turkey. The world would be a whole lot better place if more people implemented these 4 pillars in their life. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. Don't you think the world would be a better place if more people developed and maintained a positive attitude? Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. Don't you think the world would be a better place if more people increased their levels of patience? Then pillar number 3, stay calm. Don't you think the world would be a better place if more people learned to stay calm? And pillar number 4, remember the 4 words, and when I get to them, I'm sure you will agree that the world would be a better place if more people remembered those 4 words. And I'll tell you what they are when I get to the 4th pillar. Okay, so now, back to pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. Positive attitude opens up so many wonderful things. Now, when you develop and maintain a positive attitude, here's what you're putting out positive, and positive is coming back. You're putting out positive, and positive is coming back. You're putting out positive, and positive is coming back. Now, I'm only doing that in order for you to see the picture that I'm painting for you. But that's what I call a conveyor belt. You put out positive, positive comes back, all like that. But this conveyor belt is as big as the universe. You see? It's as big as the universe. When you're putting out positive, oh my goodness, positive stuff. I cannot tell you strongly enough how good it is to have a positive attitude, how good it is to always look on the bright side of life. You can always look at the negative, but look for the positive. There is a silver lining in every dark cloud. Sometimes you have to look for it. Sometimes it smacks you upside the head, you see? But in those times where you just frustrated, look for the silver lining. A lot of people have said whatever is a horrible thing that happened to them is the best thing that happened to them. You see? So there's so think about that. Look for the good in things, okay? So now, I know y'all know about inner peace. You've heard of inner peace. Spirit came to me in the month of June and said, Joyce, there's such a thing as outer peace. And I said, huh? Yep. Spirit said, there's such a thing as outer peace. Spirit also told me this. Inner peace can never be disturbed, can never be destroyed. Inner peace is sewn into the very fabric of your soul when you get it. And you must have a positive attitude in order to get inner peace. Makes sense when you think about it. Now, outer peace, Spirit said, is this. Outer peace can be disturbed. Outer peace can be destroyed. Outer peace, there's even a law on the books. You can call the cops on somebody that's disturbing the peace, you see? So that's outer peace. That's like, and I say this every live, if you're trying to study or you're trying to sleep or you just want quiet and somebody's making noise, either in the same room or across the hall or downstairs or across the street or whatever. So that's outer peace. Inner peace cannot be disturbed or destroyed. So now, if there's anybody in your family who is disturbing your outer peace, that's assuming you don't have inner peace yet. If you do, that's fine. That is absolutely wonderful, okay? So, if anybody in your family is disturbing your outer peace, you can be kind. You cannot allow anybody to disturb your peace, and that includes your mama. And I'm going to tell you how you deal with all of that, okay? So now, if anybody in your family is doing it, that's not including your mama, then you can't cuss them out, but you must tell them that, you tell them like this, I love y'all dearly. I really and truly do. But when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. They are not obligated to change their behavior. You understand that? So you have to understand that because they're not obligated to change it. But you're obligated to tell them. Okay? Give them enough time. If they're going to change their behavior, watch them and see if they change it. If they don't, then you have the responsibility to come back and tell them, I told y'all that I love y'all dearly. But when I told y'all, I also told y'all that when you do such and such or when you say such and such, it disturbs my peace. And y'all are still doing it, and y'all are still saying it. So that leaves me no choice. I must protect my peace. And let me tell you, if you don't, who will, okay? I must protect my peace. So then I give y'all 3 options. You can come up with a 4th one if you want to. It don't matter to me. So I'm giving you 3. Option 1, I must feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, I must love y'all from a distance. Or option 3, I must stop coming around y'all. You can come up with another option. That's fine. As long as it works, as long as you ain't cussing them out or being disrespectful or anything like that, okay? So now, when you forgive them, all of this takes place after you write your program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. This is after you write the program. Now, if it's your mama that's disturbing your peace, here's your mama disturbing your peace, and here you are getting your peace disturbed. You tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly, but when you do such and such, or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. And some mamas will say, what peace? Or you ain't got no peace. Okay, so now after you have said that program out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You raised your frequency. You raised your vibration, you see? So your mama's still down here doing it, okay? But you have raised your frequency. You raised your vibration. You're up here. You're no longer down here on this frequency, on this vibration. You now are able to look at the behavior that she is displaying. And then it won't bother you anymore because you're on a higher frequency. You're on a higher vibration. Does that make sense, y'all? Come on, give me some responses. Give me some responses. Come on. Give me some responses, y'all. YouTube says I have 65 people on here, and I want y'all to share this live. I still have quite a bit of time. Okay, good. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Donna. So now, if anybody's disturbing your peace, you have to let them know, but you can't cuss them out. You can't have an attitude about it. You must be kind. You understand? Yes, you must be kind. And it makes you feel better. It makes your spirit feel better. Okay. So now, this is a negative attitude. A negative attitude. And here you are in the form of spirit, in the form of inner peace, and you're just flitting around, you're just flitting around. Would you land on a person who has a negative attitude? No, see, here you go. This is you as inner peace and spirit. Negative attitude, they cannot get through, so they go away. Positive attitude, y'all. A positive attitude. And I'm sure you can see what's going to happen. Here comes spirit and inner peace. And not only do they get through, they turn and enclose your entire being. Inner peace and spirit when you have a positive attitude. You must have a positive attitude. Think about it. This is you as inner peace. Yes, right through the pillars. It's inner peace and spirit. Oh, thank you, Sue. So, would you land on a person who has a negative attitude? I sure as hell wouldn't. No. Negative attitudes repel spirit. Negative attitudes repel inner peace. You see? I'm sure that when you stop and think about it, it makes sense. You see? I know y'all see it. Because I have caused you to stop and think about it. Now, another thing, y'all say these triggers. There's no such thing as a trigger. Nobody triggers you. If they do, if they say anything that triggers you, then you are a patsy. You understand that? You are a patsy. Nobody should have the power to trigger you. That is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody should have the power for you to be able to say, she made me say that, or he made me do that. Because the words that come out of your mouth are formed in your mind first, and then they come out of your vocal cords, your tongue is in place, all of this stuff. You understand? Nobody made those words come out of your mouth. Nobody made those words formulate in your mind, in your brain. You did that. Nobody made that muscle contract when you hit that person or when you hit that fence or whatever, or you kick that tire. Nobody controls those muscles that made you do that but you. A patsy is all kind of like a fool, okay? Yeah, so don't allow anybody else to trigger you. What in the world? No, so don't, that means you're giving them too much power to make you angry, and stop with the anger. So now, pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I tell you how you increase your own level of patience. But I always start with the toddlers. If you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, teach them patience. When they ask for a cookie, tell them, I'll give you that cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer. 5 minutes, give that toddler that cookie. Do that many times at 5 minutes. Well, several anyway. And then stretch it to 10 minutes. I would say maybe, let's see, 6 to 10 times. Do it 5 minutes. You can feel for it yourself, I wouldn't be excessive with it, so, but then stretch it to 10 minutes, still with the timer, and all the way using 5-minute increments, and up to an hour or more. And so not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will also be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And Spirit came to me and told me, Joyce, you can tell your viewers how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And so this is a fun little exercise. And I'm going to tell y'all how you can teach yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. You need a piece of paper and something to write with. So I'm going to get a sip of water, not a sip, a drink of water, and count to 10 so you can get something to write with or and a piece of paper. So I'll be back after I drink this water. 10 seconds, okay? Excuse me. Okay, now, on that piece of paper, write down the time it is right now, wherever your time zone is. Write down the time. Put the paper away, and some point later on, I don't care how much time elapses, try to guess what time it is at that point. Okay? And then you'll feel how much time has elapsed. Do that every day, all day long, and it will become a habit. I do that all the time. I don't need anything to write with or piece of paper, whatever. So teach yourself how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. You'll no longer be shocked at the time. You will have some idea of what time it presently is, okay? So do that all day, every day, and you'll get to the point where you don't need anything to write with or whatever, okay? Now, if you're 10 years old or older, you can teach yourself how to feel time, not feel time, how to, what is this? Where am I? Yeah, patience. You can teach yourself patience. I was talking about feeling time, and then I was trying to tie it back to patience, okay? So now I'm back. So make yourself wait. That is the way you teach yourself patience if you are 10 years old or older. And you write a program and you say it out loud. Always say your programs out loud. Make yourself wait. I am teaching myself patience. I am increasing my level of patience. I am making myself wait. Especially if it's something that you are fiending for, and especially if it's something that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification. Okay? Make yourself wait. Make yourself wait. It's just that simple. If you're 10 years old or older, that's the way you do it. Make yourself wait. So now, pillar number 3, stay calm. Oh my goodness, y'all. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. You lose your power when you become angry, upset, agitated, aggravated, frustrated, and all that stuff. You lose your power. Stay calm. Now, I was doing my lives this year, a TikTok live. This is only I think it's my 17th or 18th YouTube live. And I need 1,000 subscribers. I think somebody said I have them already, 1,000 subscribers. So now where was I? Stay calm. So Spirit came to me and told me to use the word neurons. I had never used the word neurons before. I knew what neurons were a part of the brain, but I didn't know exactly what they did or anything like that. But Spirit told me to use the word neurons. in relationship to staying calm, okay, as opposed to becoming angry. So calm, here are your neurons. Your neurons are flowing smoothly past each other, communicating with each other, okay? And this is when you are calm, you see? And Spirit gives me these helpful hand visuals, y'all. This is when you're calm. As opposed to when you're angry. Look, y'all, this is what your neurons are doing when you're angry. You see that? That's what they're doing. So Spirit came to me and gave me those helpful hand visuals when I was doing my live between 4 o'clock and 5:15 a.m. Then later that night, y'all, around 7 or 8 p.m., Spirit came back. Here is my hand. Honest to goodness, y'all. Spirit came back and said to me, look up what neurons do. I said, oh my goodness. I obeyed. I looked it up. I Googled it. And it just blew my mind. Here is what Google said neurons do. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. You see? That's what your neurons do. That's why you cannot think straight when you are angry or upset. That's why you cannot make good choices when you are angry or upset. That's why you cannot make good decisions when you are angry or upset. Your neurons are out of whack. So the next time you start to become angry, think about your neurons. Okay? When you're angry, this is what they're doing, as opposed to staying calm, just staying calm. Did that helpful hand visual help you? Did I communicate that effectively from my mind to y'all's mind? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Give me some responses. Come on. Okay, give me some responses, y'all. I take that as a compliment. Come on. Ah, good. Good. So remember your neurons, y'all. Think about them. Yes, wonderful. Don't let your neurons be doing this. Let them do this, okay? Now, yes, pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever ugliness is inside of you. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. No situation in life lasts forever. No scenario in life lasts forever. We even use the word pass when we're talking about death. We'll say he passed last year, she passed yesterday, whatever. So everything is impermanent. That is correct. Yes, this too shall pass. No situation is worth getting angry. I get pissed off, but I never get angry. Anger serves no useful purpose. It makes you feel bad. It makes you look bad. It makes your health bad. It serves no useful purpose. So stop with the anger. Remember, this too shall pass. So the next time you're getting chewed out by your mama, or the next time your daddy is chewing you out, they cannot read your mind. They cannot read your mind. Stand there or sit there or whatever and be thinking, this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. This too shall pass will get you through just about any kind of ugly situation. because it's not going to last. Okay? So, those are the 4 pillars. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told you how you do that. You do that by writing a program. And you write a program by saying it out loud. And this is what you say. Here's your program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That means from now on, from this point forward, doesn't matter what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago, yesterday, or last week, or whatever. It means from this point forward, you can decide that you want to develop and maintain a positive attitude any minute of your life, okay? I told you about the ratio, positive attitude, negative attitude. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. I told you how you do it. If you're 10 years old or older, you write a program. You say it out loud. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am increasing my own level of patience. That's all you need to do. And get busy doing it, okay? Then, if you're raising toddlers, I recommend this book, Mother's Dozen. Oh, thanks, Betsy. Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. I like that. I gotta get a screenshot. Now, this book, excuse me, y'all, I gotta adjust my phone. My stand is really getting whacked out. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. I had it translated into Spanish. Madre Docena, I don't know how to speak Spanish, but it says 48 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. For real. The foreword was written by the late Reverend Cecil L. Murray. He was the senior pastor out here at a big church in Los Angeles. We live right outside of Pasadena. Famed church in Los Angeles. And this is his foreword that he wrote for this book. And I'm going to read you just the first paragraph. Mother's Dozen is a handbook of excellence in raising children. It systematizes the rules passed from generation to generation regarding preparing children for the world to come. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. And a lot of y'all are raising kids that are not turning out to be the kind of kid that you want. And that's your fault, by the way. You raised a kid. So I wrote this book because I was seeing so many mothers of toddlers. But now I wrote it for up to ages, maybe 3 or 4, okay? And one of my viewers, her username is cat724. She bought it and read it and said that it's good for turning kids around up to the age of 7 or 8. So I'll take her word for it. Now, if, like I was saying, if your toddler is not going in the direction that you want, having tantrums and all that kind of mess, that's your fault. But this book will help you. Yeah. So, but now the books at goodshortbooks.com, nonfiction, y'all, they are flying off the shelves because people are coming onto my lives and they are learning about the books. Here are the genres, 11 fabulous nonfiction books. My sister wrote 1 and I wrote 10. And the way Spirit works in my life, y'all, I wrote my first book on purpose. I'm the oldest of 7 and I wanted to document the way that our parents raised us. There was never any sibling rivalry in our family. That book is entitled Line of Serenity. And so I wanted to document the way that our parents raised us. and I was successful. But I had no idea I was going to write 9 other books, y'all. None whatsoever. It wasn't on my list of things to do. It wasn't on my list of things that I wanted to do. And I found out later in my life that Spirit had stored these words in me. It blows my mind, y'all. When I sit down to write a book, oh my God, I write them quickly. I wrote one book, Dear Bully, a collection of poems about bullying. I wrote 25 poems in 6 hours. And Spirit just pours the words into me. And I'm a retired executive assistant. My sister is too. We're both retired executive assistants. And so we both type fast, okay? And so I finish a book and it blows my mind. So I'm just going to tell y'all what the genres are. And like I said, the books are really flying off the shelves because people are coming onto my lives and they are learning about the books. Here are the genres: memoirs, parenting, relationships, children's education, fairy tales, bullying, original quotes, health, and spirituality. Those are the genres, y'all. All nonfiction. And I want to thank y'all for joining my live. I'm getting ready to close it down now. I'll be back tomorrow. But I always close it down with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And the link is in my profile, y'all. 167 quotes that I coined. And I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. And that quote states, never lose your hope and faith. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. And that's what I said. I don't remember saying it, and I didn't know that I was coining a quote. But now I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to read y'all a quote that I do remember saying it, and I did know that I was coining a quote because it was for a quote contest in 2011 or 2013. I entered this contest for a quote, and they needed 12 quotes. It was for a calendar. And so I coined this quote and then submitted it to the contest. And it won as one of 12 for the calendar out of over 5,000 entries, y'all. Out of over 5,000 entries. I post this quote to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. Here's the quote. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat that. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't poo-poo anybody else's dream, and don't allow anybody to poo-poo yours. But do chase your dreams. Now, the way this book is formatted, it's 90 pages, 2 quotes per page, and the quotes are in all caps, separated by a black and white picture, okay? It's 90 pages, and this is what's on page 90, the end, okay? So, y'all can throw out page numbers 6 through 89, and I will read the 2 quotes on that page. Now, page 11 is the page where it's better to die chasing a dream never caught. It's on page 11. So throw out some page numbers, y'all, and I will read the 2 quotes on that page to give y'all a taste of what these quotes are all about. Page 27 for femme fatale, and page 16 for Overland. Okay, page 27 and 16. Okay, page 27. At the top of page 27, education reveals, ignorance conceals. At the bottom of page 27, love is a state of heart. In love is a state of mind. Okay, page 16 for Overland. At the top of page 16, what is a miracle? Proof that God exists. At the bottom of page 16, if you're not the perfect man, stop looking for the perfect woman. If you're not the perfect woman, stop looking for the perfect man. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay, page 39 for Dexter. At the top of page 39, your family should be your harbor of love. At the bottom of page 39, the spiritual lasts forever. The physical dies or is otherwise lost. Can y'all live by those quotes? Give me some more page numbers, y'all. I'm very happy to read some of these quotes to y'all so that y'all, you really and truly can live by the quotes in this book. Okay? So, come on, give me some page numbers, y'all. I read page. And by the way now, y'all, if y'all got something out of my live, y'all can do a video or a post telling people what y'all got out of it, okay? Or do a video or a post talking about one of the books that you have read and do a book review and tag me. Okay, page 55 for Overland. At the top, good deeds require no payment, just appreciation. At the bottom of page 55, if you put yourself in others' shoes, you'll change. Okay? I'm going to go on for another couple of minutes, y'all. I'm going to go until 5:40. So give me some more page numbers. In the meantime, please implement the 4 pillars in your life. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told y'all how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I told you exactly how you increase your own level of patience, but I also told you how to teach patience to a toddler, okay? Then pillar number 3, stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry. So I know you want to be powerful, so stay calm. That's a power. That's a superpower that you can own, okay, for yourself. And then pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever. And those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Okay, no more page numbers are coming in. So I'm going to get on off of here, y'all. I want to thank y'all for joining my live. I will be back tomorrow. I share the same 4 pillars every live that I do, but every live that I do is different. Okay? Yes. So thank y'all for joining my live. Make it a good day, and see you later. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing, too. Appreciate it.